Hello, Electrifiers. I have a question for you and a question for you.
Ooh.
I do. And any idea what the most popular individual car review was over at electrifying.com, our website, during 2023? Yeah? And also,
I reckon I know.
feel free to join in at this point. Write your guesses in the comments below. So get your thinking.
I reckon I know.
Okay, right.
I'm not going to tell you now. I'm going to reveal
Okay.
all at the end of the video.
Okay. So I think we've had enough of looking back.
Okay.
I feel like we should start looking forward to see what we're excited about driving or looking at in 2024. So it is time to officially settle down for the most comprehensive guide to what's coming next in the world of electric cars.
But before we do all of that, though, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Switch on those notifications so you're alerted every single time we upload a new video, because you don't want to miss all the great news and reviews we've got coming to the channel.
Absolutely.
Who's kicking off?
Hey, who's kicking off? Who's kicking off? Hey,
What?
are you kicking off?
I'll kick off. I don't know what to do with these two. Okay.
Oh, we're only on ball, so.
I will kick off.
Kicking off.
But I'm going to kick off by saying welcome to Matt.
Oh, yeah, naturally.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because obviously you're very involved in the website and you go off and do launches for us and you do podcasts.
I've been allowed on the podcast.
And you and I, of course, have a whole presenting history of Days
Years
Off Fine,
ago.
another channel we won't mention.
We won't mention that, but we had a lot of fun there.
We did
didn't
a lot of fun. But this is the first time you've joined us here on a video, not a podcast, isn't it?
Yes. Just watch the subscriber count plummet. But thank you for having me.
So let's get started. And I'm also going to kick off with Kia. I have really enjoyed driving Kia's cars over the last couple of years.
Yes.
And honestly, I think this year they've had the Kia EV9, which is one of the cars that I think is one of the best cars I've driven this year, which is that 7-seater. I love it because it shows that quality doesn't have to drop off by the time you get to the back of the car. It's actually, it's just really brilliantly put together. That was our large family car the year 2023.
Indeed.
And also they've just got so much more exciting stuff coming because of course their cars all have that EV number and they have trademarked EV1 to EV9.
Very clever.
Brilliant.
Very
Really
clever.
clever.
Brilliant.
So we've got a lot of numbers left to fill in that. But, and we've seen the EV3 and EV4 concept cars.
Yeah, well, you saw them in person and you did like a little walk around, didn't you, in the videos
Yeah.
on Electrifying.
And it's the baby one that's the most interesting, I think, isn't it? The small SUV.
That EV3 is coming in 2024. So we will get to see that in 2024. We'll also go on sale towards the end of 24. I think the thing that gets me most about this car is its price. It'll be around £30,000.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
That'll do
Finally.
lovely.
It will do really well. And it is everything we love about the Kia EV9, which is that, you know, the way the windscreen is sort of pushed a bit forward and
Yeah.
it's got that lovely long sloping
Yeah.
roof line and it's got that same front
And those
face,
headlamps. Yeah, I love that.
all
yeah.
of that. And those lovely geometric wheel.
Yes.
Yes.
Love.
Yeah.
And it's all of that in a little more compact diddy package. Which I think is just brilliant. So I've seen it a couple of times now and I do think it looks great. And that is one of the cars I am most excited about next year. I think that is just going to be, you know, something that I think we will all really enjoy seeing and driving if the others are anything to go by.
Right, we probably know who's going to be doing the launch of that one then, don't we? So, right, let's go to you then, Nicola.
Okay.
Come on then.
Well, I'm going to stick with the theme of the sort of 30 to 35 grand
Nice
car.
place to be.
And I'm going to throw out a trio of cars, all coming from Mini.
Yeah.
Mini,
Yes,
oh my
interesting.
goodness, it's going to be a really exciting year for Mini because not only do they have the new Mini Electric, which I've driven, it was my first shoot
Yes.
for
It was.
Electrifying. It was my first shoot, went over to Austria and I got to drive the Mini Electric on a track. And honestly, that thing is cracking. Not only have they improved the range, but the way it handles is you can throw it.
Yeah.
I was throwing it and then they were telling me throw it more. And I was like, wow. And it was handling it so well. So you've got that. And then you have the new interior with the circular screen, which we first saw when they released the concept of the Aceman.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the Aceman is coming out next year.
Exciting.
And then you have the same with the Countryman. The new electric Countryman. I was always a fan of the combustion Countryman because I think it's a beautiful car. Especially for families, it's going to be really, really good for families.
Yeah.
I haven't driven one yet, but I got to do a passenger ride in one, and I was really impressed with it. The fact that it doesn't sort of
The body roll,
roll.
it's very stuck.
Yeah, there's very little body roll in it, and it's just a really, really lovely car. It's a very exciting year for Mini.
I just love the interior, the hatch.
Yes.
Because to me, I think the interiors of Minis, and I say this as a Mini owner, they've been overstyled. There's been too much going on. Whereas that's really pared down. I love that screen, and to me, it really does take the Mini back to what it should have been
Not just
years
that,
ago.
but it's like the old school Mini in that it's like you turn a key. But you don't turn a key, but it's got,
Oh, I
instead of
see
like
what
a
you
push
mean.
to start, it's a little turn to start.
Oh, that's nice.
Okay, I
That's a
hadn't noticed
lovely
that.
touch.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, that's exciting. Yeah, Mini a big tick.
Yes.
Right, so you've been focusing on sort of 30 to 35,000 pounds. I'm gonna crank things up and go for more expensive because I want to talk.
Such an old school crank.
I'm a bit old school actually. I know.
course you
I'm
are.
going to change things. I'm going to talk about 3 cars as well, but a little bit more expensive. Maserati.
A little bit more expensive.
Now, talking about rebirths, a number
Yeah.
of, I mean, you would have remembered this a lot. I remember it a little bit as well when we were working together. A number of relaunches Maserati's had is insane, but they are back again, and they've got 3 new electric cars coming. First of all, the Grecale. Lovely.
So it's
name, isn't
lovely.
it?
It just sounds lovely, doesn't it?
Lovely.
You want
It
to
is.
drive the Grecale,
Yes.
don't you? Whilst eating beautiful pasta.
I know. Talk about cliches, but yes. But that's the thing. The names have always been great, but the cars attached to those names have never always been that good. But we've got high hopes of Grecale.
Yeah.
I've already driven it as a petrol. And it was good. It was good. So I've got very high hopes for the electric one. So then there's the MC20. Again, I've already driven it as the petrol. Very, very good. But the electric one's it's going to be even better, I promise you.
Yeah.
And so they've done the SUV, they've done the supercar, and of course you need a car in the middle, which is of course a 4-door saloon, and that's what it's called. The Quattroporte.
That is one of my favourite names ever for a car.
Quattroporte.
It's just lovely, isn't it?
is.
And when that is electric,
And
that's
it's going to come back exclusively as an electric car.
But you can only say it in an Italian accent, otherwise it just doesn't work.
Quattroporte.
Quattroporte.
No, it's
And then a
not right, is it?
Quattroporte.
Yeah. Okay, all my next choice is exciting too. It is so exciting. It's exciting because hopefully it heralds the start of some properly affordable electric cars. And I don't mean cars like the EV3 and the Mini range, which are going to be in their 30s. I mean a car that's going to cost sort of 20-ish thousand.
And we need that.
Now we're
£21,000.
talking.
Now
need
we're
it.
talking. The Citroen EC3.
Yes.
I think it's going to be great.
Yeah.
I really do. So it's got a range of 199 miles. I just love that whole attitude that Citroen has got about creating just really bold, different cars. I love what they've done with the Ami. I absolutely love the Ollie. And this gets just this sort of little 111 brake horsepower electric motor. It's a small 44 kilowatt hour battery pack.
Yeah.
You don't need more than that. You know, you're going to do that 199 miles in it. The smaller the battery pack, the more affordable the car. And Citroen, I think, are a brand who really, really get that. And if this is the car that gets a lot more people into electric, then I'm going to absolutely love it just for that. You know, it's a sensibly priced family car with a decent range.
Yeah.
And
You
you
know.
know it will be comfortable.
Yeah.
And we know it'll be comfortable. If it drives well too,
Yeah.
which hopefully it will, then I think this will be a really good package.
I love the way they've taken, because sometimes we've all seen concept cars, haven't we?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they don't, they say they preview things, but they don't actually. The Ollie really has shown some of the things in the new EC3 have actually come from the Ollie.
Yeah,
haven't they?
yeah,
And
yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think Citroen are pretty good at that.
Yeah.
Are doing a concept car and then going, yeah, no, we're pretty much going to stick with that and use bits from it. So I like that.
So I'm excited about that. What about
Good.
you?
Good choice.
I've got a couple more to throw into the mix.
Oh.
2 Polestars coming next year, the Polestar 3 and the Polestar 4. It's all very exciting, naturally. The Polestar 3 follows on from the Polestar 2, believe it or not. But then it kind of gets weird because you have the Polestar 3, which is like a bigger kind of SUV style car, which is going to be lovely. I mean, it's sharing the underpinnings of the EX90. It's just going to be absolutely stunning. And then the 4 and 5 will follow, but the 4 and 5 are smaller, which doesn't make any sense. But we won't worry about that. So it's going to go 2, which we love, 3, 4, 5.
4-5.
Yeah. So the 3 and the 4 are coming out in 2024. It's all very
okay.
exciting, especially the 3. I'm really looking forward to the 3 because that's going to be rivaling cars like the iX or the Q8 e-tron, like a big chunky, sexy SUV.
I've had a good look around that car, and
Yeah.
I love the back end of it. I love the styling. I love what Polestar's doing, so I'm really excited about that. Good choice.
And there's going to be 7 seats in there. 7 whole seats.
Yeah, and that will be interesting because that's a rival then potentially for the EV9 as well.
Yeah.
So, yes, good. Okay.
Right, I'm going to move on to Ford.
Okay.
Because that is a
With
brand.
an electric something? Really?
know.
That's
But actually,
crazy.
with the car that they're actually going to sell,
I know,
just
well.
not just, you know, because that's the problem with Ford.
Well, it is, because they've been sort of taking with one hand and giving with the other. Because, I mean, we were very sad in 2023, weren't we? Because the Fiesta, the dear old Fiesta, passed away, didn't
I
it?
wasn't sad.
You weren't sad?
Not remotely sad, no.
Okay, well that's a video for another time, but I was quite sad. But in the Fiesta's place, quickly moving on, in the Fiesta's place, we're getting an electric Puma.
No, I'm sorry. No. No, we had that. We did a video this time last year, and that was on last year's video.
Wow, I've
it's
just
not
turned
real
up with
or
a
what?
script, and I'm just reading what's on the script.
Ford are due a new electric car.
No.
If they're going to do it with anything, then they're going to have to do it with the Puma.
All right.
The Puma is
Puma
like
is
the
nice.
big
We
seller for Ford at the
we
moment.
obviously haven't driven it yet.
No, we
And
haven't
I'll
driven
let,
it yet.
I'll let you off.
We haven't driven it, and we
okay.
haven't actually seen it yet. We know what it's going to look like.
Well,
It's
it
going to
looks
look
like
just like a Puma.
Yeah.
But we haven't seen it. We haven't driven it yet. More importantly, there's the Explorer, which we've already seen, but it was delayed, wasn't it? And we're finally going to get our hands on it in 2024.
Are we though?
Oh, we
I
Or
just
will we
can't
be
see that
talking
one
about that
happening.
this time next year?
The Puma I can see happening. It's the Explorer. I just feel like it's just
So
going to
my
keep
choice
getting
is-
never going to
push
push
back.
back.
My
Whatever
choice-
those part delays are, they're just never going to.
So I can see how this video is going to plan out next year. My car of 2025 is the Ford Explorer.
And the Ford Puma.
A lot of those issues with the Explorer have been around battery. This is the issue that Ford has got, because there's this thing called rules of origin,
Yes.
which states that so many of the components and parts of the car have to be manufactured in the market.
They just- yeah.
And this is the problem that they're getting, is that they're struggling a bit.
Yeah,
with
it's a
that.
6-month delay as well. I mean, it's not an overnight fix at all.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. Well, I'm going to keep it real again, and I'm going to go with the Fiat Panda.
Can I?
No.
Right, do it.
I've just been beaten up about the fact, been beaten up about the fact that I mentioned the car that was on the list last year. Correct me if I'm wrong, the Panda was on last year's list as well, wasn't it?
I think the Panda's going to happen. Fiat will do it. I think they'll do it this year. And I am such a big fan of the Panda. I have loved
We
the
all
Panda for
are.
years. It's a blooming brilliant car. It's such a lovely, ugly thing.
It's the
but
essence
it's
of Fiat,
just
that car.
brilliant.
It's the essence, not the 500, the essence of Fiat.
Yeah,
is
we
the
just
Panda.
love a Panda.
We do, and this is why, yes, it was on the list, but Fiat are being very Italian and taking it
Hey.
all easy.
Yeah, we know that they do things. Yeah.
But those designs are like, the Panda's like 20 years old. It needs this reworking. It needs this reinvention. So they showed that brilliant concept car called the Centroventi.
Ah, God, she's good at this. isn't she?
Centroventi.
Centroventi, mate.
I'm sure that any Italian viewers to our YouTube channel will be completely saying I'm not very good with an Italian accent. But I think if the toned down version of that, which is what we're going to get this year, bearing the Fiat Panda badge, I think that will be an absolute winner.
I
really do.
totally
really
agree
do.
with you.
But also set to make an appearance from Fiat is the Topolino,
Topolino.
which is their equivalent of the Ami, which I don't know, I love the Ami a lot, but I think I might love the Topolino
I
just
do.
a little bit more.
I do.
It's cute.
I just love how you can get two versions in the UK apparently, one with doors, one without, and it's that rope, which you go to a nightclub. Not I go to nightclubs, but you go to the VIP area and they pull the rope back. You
That's
can
the only
get
way
that-
Ginny does it in the VIP.
You can get that in your Topolino. Apparently.
Otherwise, she just won't go if there's no VIP.
I just don't go to nightclubs. I don't know what it was.
Right, can I throw out another one?
Fire it
Yes,
out.
please do.
Alpha. Alpha are so behind when it comes to
yeah, they
EVs.
are.
My goodness, where
Yes.
on earth have they
Yes.
been?
Yes.
But this year, very exciting. They have a small SUV, if you will.
Smaller than the Tonale. About the same size.
But maybe about the same size, just a
like
different shape. But it's going to be sharing bits with like the Jeep Avenger, with the Peugeot
okay,
E2008.
okay. Good
so
starting
we know
point.
it's going to have some lovely tech and things going on inside it and underneath it. I feel like it's going to have potential there with some driving magic. Will it potentially happen?
It will have to drive well, won't it? It
Yeah.
just will do. So I
Yes.
think that But also, we know that hardware that's under those two cars is really good. So that bodes quite well. And also efficient as well.
Extremely efficient.
Talking about brand reinventions, MG.
Yes.
Can we just have a round of applause for MG?
I mean, yes.
It's the year of the Cyberster.
Wait, yes, this is mine.
I know, I'm excited about
I know. Well, on the one hand, they've all been about budget, value for money EVs, haven't they, at the moment? And now they're going to really push the boat out and do what, let's face it, Brits have been wanting MG to do for years, and that's great. A new sports car, the Cyberster, 2-seater, pure electric sports car. Yeah. It's going to take on the Porsche Boxster electric. It's going to take on a new wave of electric sports cars that are coming down the road. And I'm massively excited about it because I love MG. I've got an MG in my garage. I'm a big fan of the brand, and I've wanted them to do this for years.
the launch car that they have as well, actually, the one that they've been taking to all the motor shows and stuff. That
Yes.
red.
Oh,
It's nice, isn't it?
So
is.
beautiful.
Yeah, no, and it's exciting.
Yeah.
yeah. And there's going to be a version with 536 brake horsepower. This is not going to be some limp-wristed old sports car. This is going to be super, super fast.
I'm going to throw Cupra into the mix now.
yeah,
Because
cool.
actually, Cupra have been a bit of a dark horse, really, with electric out of the VW group. I think the Cupra Born, along probably with the Skoda Enyaq, are my two favourite VW group electric cars. I think it's a fantastic car. So they've got new cars coming next year. They've got the Tavascan, which looks really nice,
Yeah, it
doesn't
does.
it?
Yeah,
It's got that kind of central spine that separates the driver and the front front passenger. So I think we're going to get to see that sort of mid 2024. So I'm quite excited about driving that one.
Can I throw out the Ioniq 7?
You can indeed.
Because we've spoken about the EV9. Let's not talk about the
I
Ioniq
was looking
7.
at it now on our site, and it looks, yes.
It looks a bit sexy, doesn't it? I mean, I find most people are kind of split down the middle. Sometimes they go for Ioniq 5, sometimes they go EV6. So I feel like it's going to be Ioniq 7 or EV9.
Yeah, it's interesting because it had this really avant-garde interior that was very much like a lounge shape inside, which was really, really cool. So they showed it first, that concept car, at the LA Motor Show, like in 2022. And the designer then, who's this fabulous guy called Sang-Yup Lee, who is just doing incredible things out there with Hyundai and also with Genesis.
Yes.
He was saying externally, it was pretty much there. It was all the internal packaging, obviously, was it? Because it was literally like a lounge inside. But again, I think that is going to be a really cool looking car. So
But even the
I'm
power behind that will still be pretty impressive. I mean, that can go up to like 379 horsepower. Yeah, so that's going to be a pretty powerful, lovely looking thing.
Very, very excited.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Anything else to throw in?
I want to go to France.
Okay. Don't
that's nice.
don't do a French accent, please, because that's not cool. Don't upset the
I
French.
wasn't going to. No, I want to go to France because I want to talk about the Renault 5.
Yeah.
Yes, I love the Renault 5.
And we're going to have an argument about who does the launch of this car.
So are.
Because talking about retro design, Renault have nailed it with the Renault 5, haven't they? We're finally going to properly see. We've only seen it as a concept. We're finally going to see it in 2024. Bosses. Now, this is the amazing thing about this car. The Renault Bosses claim the 5 is going to cost around a third less than the Zoe.
What?
And you wouldn't say the Zoe is massively expensive anyway, would you?
No, it's.
Well,
well,
we
it
did.
is.
See it.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
True.
you know, it all depends on what the battery's going to be in there.
Yeah.
Are they going to go for less range? You know, and use that LFP battery technology, which is more
Yeah.
affordable.
And there's going to be a car that undercuts the 5 as well, isn't there? There's going to be the Twingo. There's been the concept of the Twingo as well. But let's not forget there's going to be a super fast version of the Renault 5 as well, the Alpine as well. So I'm massively excited about that. Cannot wait to see it.
And before we wrap up, I just want to chuck in estates.
Yes, of course.
Yes.
Because I love estates, estate cars. We had estate cars when I was growing up. My dad's a builder, and you know it was a van or an estate. And I love a really nice driving estate. We haven't really had any of those yet when it comes to electric. But the BMW i5 is going to get a touring version. That's coming in 2024. We obviously haven't seen what it looks like at the back. But I think that's going to be something that is going to...
You just know it's going to be
It's going to be great. It's going to be good.
It's going to be super.
We love a long boy. We've also got
A long boy what?
A long boy.
A what?
A long boy?
What's that?
It's an estate car.
A long boy.
No, also known as a long boy.
It was
Genuinely, I've never heard
So
that. in my
what's
life.
that? It's an estate car, wagon, or a long boy?
Load lugger.
Have it in the comment section below, please, if you've also heard of long boy when it comes to estate cars.
Do.
I would call them a long boy.
Okay.
Can we move on, please?
Should we wrap this?
Should we wrap this up?
Should we wrap things up? Lots
I
to
can't
get
believe I'm on my own here.
lots to get excited about. Not least, is it an estate or is it a long boy?
It's a long boy.
No, I think we need to move on. Okay, right. Shall I put you out of your misery?
Yes.
Oh yeah, what was the question?
I don't.
remember
The
what
most
was the
popular review,
question.
wasn't it? The most popular review.
It was the most popular, the most looked at reviews, the most popular reviews on our site, electrifying.com.
yes, I
throughout
think I know.
2023. So it just gives you an idea of the cars that you were all excited about. Number one was, go on.
I think it was the EV9.
Ioniq 6.
Both wrong on both of those cats, sadly. It was the Fisker Ocean. That car
Really?
there's been a lot of interest around that.
Wow.
Closely followed by the BYD Seal and our 2023 car of the year, the Volvo EX30.
That
there
didn't
we go,
surprise
yeah.
me.
Yeah.
So really interesting mix there of cars. But
Yeah.
yeah, the Ocean is a car that I just think has captured a lot of people's imagination. Dog windows, see.
Dog windows. It's a big year. It's going to be a big year.
It is. So we've got loads coming in 2024. If you aren't already, you know what to do. Get your
Yes.
notifications switched on, because if you are into electric cars, this is the place for you.